Former Miami Hurricane greats Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Reggie Wayne, and Michael Irvin recently sat down with Fox Sports to reminisce on their times at the University of Miami and tell some cool stories, but more importantly, they actually addressed some of the issues currently at the University of Miami. So what we're going to do in this video is take a sneak peek, a little clip of this. Now again, I don't own the audio or video from this. I'll actually link the full video on YouTube down in my description below from Fox Sports. But we're going to take a look when Ray Lewis asked the question, how does Miami get that culture back? The culture that we had back when we were winning national championships. What's going on, Canes fans? Now, before I click play on the video, make sure that you click the subscribe button down below so we can continue to grow this college football family. But let's go ahead and dive into it. Take a look. As I said, Ray Lewis is going to bring up the question, how does Miami get that culture back? So let's listen in a little bit.
Because you will be tested.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You will be tested, right? Whether it's the
And yes, it's supposed to look kind of transparent for copyright reasons.
person behind you, whether it's getting out of your own way, it's something gonna test you when you at the U. And it's what made us push through it. That makes you talk about that number of so many first rounders and so many Hall of Famers. Man, that's a culture, right? And so when you talk about, my next question is to you guys, how do you get that back? How do we get the U back to where the U should be?
Yeah, and you know, and it's so interesting that Jimmy stopped by because, you know, I thought it was imperative what he did when he took over for Howard. You know, allowing people to be individuals. Yeah. You know, and at that time, there were so many things we were fighting for, you know, as a group, as a unit. And you got all of these kids coming from all over. We came into Miami. Nobody was giving Miami any credit to play up against the Notre Dames and all these other big schools, man.
And think about it. What's crazy is we're kind of right there again. Are we not? Nobody gives Miami credit, and rightfully so. Who have we beaten, right? Really, the last big team that we did spank their booty was Notre Dame, right? Now, listen, give me Notre Dame any day of the week. I don't even care, all right? But we're kind of right here again. Nobody respects us. Nobody. Fans of opposing teams, ESPN, any media news outlet, nobody puts any respect on our name. And as I said, rightfully so. I'm not listening. Let's continue.
He came in, and when Jimmy just said, guys, we are different here. Be different. Don't worry about anybody else. I'll take all the heat. Be yourself. And I think that was key. That was key, Ray. And that's what we got to somehow get back to, winning and having fun. Stop talking about everything else and only talk about one thing, and that's winning. Winning takes care of everything. And we talk about a whole lot of stuff, but not enough winning.
Right. 100%. That's something that we talk about every day on this channel. Winning. Winning. And you got to set all this other stuff aside and focus. We talk about focusing on football, focusing on school. If you can't do that for 6 to 8 months out of the year, how serious are you about this thing? How serious are you about working your way to the NFL, to the next level, and providing for yourself and your family, right? How important is your legacy at the University of Miami to you if you cannot set other things like social media, Instagram, and Twitter? Boy, you're going to get me heated if we start talking about this. I understand that it's 2020. I'll keep interrupting.
I can echo a lot of the stuff you just said, but here's another part that I want to add to the puzzle. Come together as a team.
Right.
Want to play with your brother.
Oh boy.
Go. We did everything together.
Yeah,
no matter where we went,
right.
wherever we went, we went together. I mean, we rolled deep. It didn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So that when you do everything together, when you get out there in between those lines,
those are conversations, right?
you don't. I didn't want to let Reed down. He played on defense, right? I didn't want to let him down. And if I did something wrong, I didn't take it personal because he corrected me.
Right.
Like a lot of guys just they get a little sensitive.
Sensitive, yeah.
Right. We did everything together. We took coaching. It didn't matter if our teammates corrected us on something. We took it in stride. We critiqued ourselves, and we went out there to get better.
You spend that.
Imagine, see, that's the thing. Now everybody gets so butthurt about everything and takes things so personal, right? He talks about back in the day. The coaches. I don't know if the coaches, maybe they do back in the day, at least for the Miami Hurricanes. I don't know if they realize how, I guess, easy their job was, so to say. Yes and no. I realize you can argue both sides here. But what I'm getting at is a lot of times the players coached themselves, right? They held each other accountable. They wanted to see each other do great. They had each other's back. And I feel like it's been so long since we've had that. Now, after practice, I feel like a lot of guys probably just go their separate ways, right? They're not hanging out together after practice. They're not getting together and eating together, hanging out, doing activities outside of practice, building that bond, that friendship with their teammates, you know? He's right.
Time together eating and hanging out, but in those times, you're committing thoughts to what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, dude, this year, we're going this year. We're going this year.
Right.
This is where I think we miss a lot right now. Because when you don't hang together, you're not planting those championship seeds.
Right.
Yep.
And that's what needs to be planned. It doesn't start in September when the season starts.
Right now.
That thing has to start right now, going through all season training, and you looking at each other talking, dude, this year gonna be different. We're gonna do it this year.
This
you
year,
gotta
baby.
start making those
And
commitments.
you guys
now.
are saying something, right? Because I think my goodness, when I saw these youngsters come behind what we had created,
Yeah.
when I came behind what you had created,
Ray, I remember you saying that to me, Ray.
You remember that?
When I came in.
You remember that?
What you gonna do? He said, I'm gonna leave my mark.
You remember that?
My mark. I'll be the greatest. I promise
He was the
you.
first
I
person.
said, okay.
He was the first person
okay.
I actually called.
I like this. Yeah, I like
USA
this.
Today went crazy because I said I'm gonna be the greatest to ever do it.
Right.
They ever walk up out of here. They were like, oh man, you're gonna be the greatest, whatever. Michael Irvin called me.
What?
He said, that's a hurricane.
That's what it is.
Right, but it's the self-critique that's made us so great. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
It's what made us great at Baltimore.
No doubt.
Right? Man, we critiqued each other. Coaches didn't have to critique. Coaches just had to put in the game plan.
That's what I was
From the
gonna
game
say.
plan, when me and this man got on the field together, I'm looking back at him saying, hey, 2-0, stay backside, I'm going front side, and ain't nothing getting past here. Right? And that's what we play football. You know what I'm saying? What? Mike, you already know. You already know.
Let me get.
Now here we're about to listen to our current chief of staff, Ed Reed. This is the man that I really wanted to hear this from because he's on the staff now, right? And we can argue all day that the chief of staff can only do this and can only do that and he's limited to this, but the fact of the matter is he is on the staff for the University of Miami Hurricanes football program. So he will be able to make an impact. So let's hear what this guy has to say. I think we all already know how Ed Reed thinks, but let's go ahead and listen to the man.
Get Lou to sit down before you come back out of retirement.
You know I will. Stay ready.
But no, it was truly what everybody's saying. It was that accountability in the locker room first.
Yeah.
You wouldn't make it out that locker room if you ain't do the right thing. When I was there, them lights would go off in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you hear that whoop.
Yeah, you hear that?
You hear that noise you heard when we played against Florida down there, and you know, and they tell that story. We wanted to be those guys. We only had 16 scholarships when we came. Coach David said, y'all will be the guys to change this back. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to leave without a national championship. I could have came out with Reggie and them, first round and everything. Actually, it went higher. But I'd have never got to Baltimore. God don't make no mistakes, and I'd have never won this national championship.
Still trying to do it, man. I don't care what your record is. They want to beat Miami, man. But I remember when you guys were playing, man. I came back. Reggie Santana was going off out there, man.
the side,
And I was right on the sideline with him. I said, that's what you do.
White linen, that white linen.
Whoa. On the sideline.
Yeah, I was.
You met me on the hash
I was about on the field out here,
You met me on
and I was
the
telling them too,
hash
man.
mark.
Every
Mike,
time,
can't do
every time they come on, I say, hey, this is a big time game. Big time players, step up right
big
here.
time players.
And boy, they went out there.
time plays,
and
big
man,
time
like, I
plays,
was on the
baby.
team,
I say, Mike, I don't think you belong on the hash. You got to get off the hash mark. We're going to get in trouble, man.
I was
There's
all
a
right,
picture
though.
out there right now where Mike is kissing me on my cheek on the 50-yard line.
Hey,
in the middle of the game.
Making plays.
That's what hurricane football was hurricane.
Oh, man.
They were out there
Right?
playing.
Mike came out there clean, bro.
All white linen.
But by the time,
It was about 110 degrees out there.
soaking wet.
Soaking wet.
That thing was serious.
Give each one of you guys, give me your greatest memory.
Ooh, we're gonna have to stop it there. Listen, if you wanna check this whole thing out, as I mentioned, link down in the description. This aired on Fox Sports. Again, no copyright intended with that. Just wanted to pull a snippet of the discussion and see what you guys think. How does the University of Miami get that culture back? And I could sit and listen to these Miami Hurricanes greats all day. You know, listen to Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Reggie Wayne, Michael Irvin. The impact that these guys had on this program, man, and the things that they're talking about. Listen, we could go on and on and on. It's a long list, right? But the things that they mention are super important. And Manny Diaz has a lot of work ahead of him and everyone on this staff. But I do think that we are headed in the right direction, even after the 2019 season. Now, hear me out. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there one more time. I am remaining cautiously optimistic about the 2020 season. Yes, cautiously optimistic. So I'm excited about it. I think that it can be successful given everything falls into place. However, I'm at a point after 15, 20 years, I'm going to have to see some results on the field. Not just a bunch of this, not just a bunch of talk. Well, let me know what you think. What else do you think Miami needs to do to bring the U culture back, aside from just what they said? Or maybe you could dive even deeper into what they said, or even just agree with maybe some stuff they said. But leave me some comments down below. That's going to be it for this one, Canes fans. Remember that we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out.